and welcome to Godly Play on the fourth Sunday of Eastertide. On that first day that was to become Easter, we remembered how the disciples and all lingered at the tomb and only saw inside the white cloth that once shrouded Jesus' body. The one who stayed the longest was Mary Magdalene. She's still holding her spices that she was planning to help finish the burial of Jesus. As she stood there at the door to the tomb, two messengers in white came to her and said, "Woman, why are you weeping?" They told her that Jesus was not there and that he had gone ahead of them into Galilee. Then another voice said, "Woman, why are you weeping?" This time Mary turned, and thinking it was the gardener, she asked, "Where have they taken him? I will go and find him." Mary, when she heard her name, she knew it was Jesus. She reached out, and he said, "No, you cannot hold on to me. Now I have not yet ascended. I have risen but not yet ascended." Jesus vanished, but Mary went to tell others how she had seen Jesus and heard him. On the second Sunday in Eastertide, we remembered the two disciples who walked on the road outside of Jerusalem going to their home, talking about the strange things that had happened and the sad things that had happened. A stranger came and walked with them and talked with them and reminded them of the stories that they held in common about how once they were trapped in slavery, once they were even trapped in freedom, and how they were also once trapped in exile far from their homes. And these times there were a deliverer who came in some kind of delivery to help them be free again. When they got to their home, they shared a meal with the stranger. The stranger took the bread, blessed it, thanked God for it, broke it, and they shared it. And as the stranger broke the bread, they knew him. It was Jesus. Jesus vanished, but the two disciples thought about how their hearts burned within them as they walked together. And they raced back to Jerusalem to tell the others how they had recognized Jesus when he broke the bread with them. On the third Sunday of Eastertide, we remembered how the disciples had gathered in a locked room, and Jesus came to them saying, "Peace be with you." Thomas had not been there when that happened, and when they told Thomas, Thomas said, "I doubt it." But 8 days later, when they were there, and Thomas was there this time, the voice came again, "Peace be with you," and it was Jesus. Jesus went right up to Thomas, showed him his hand, and offered him to touch him. All Thomas could do was to fall down at Jesus' feet and say, "My Lord, my God." Jesus looked at Thomas for a long time and said, "You believe when you see, and blessed are you when you believe without seeing." Their minds were stretching to know Jesus in a new way. On the fourth Sunday of Eastertide, we remember how the disciples heeded the words of Jesus and the messengers and took the long journey from Jerusalem to Galilee. When they finished the 80 miles, They were tired. They went to the shore of the Sea of Galilee to rest. This was a place they remembered from their childhood and their youth. They had gone with their fathers, some of them many times, to go fishing here. Peter stood up and said, "I'm going fishing." Well, the others thought it was a good idea too. They helped prepare the boat. They pushed the boat out into the water. The wind caught the sail, and off they went. They had their nets with them, and they fished. And they fished. They fished all night. There were no fish. But the sounds and the smells of the sea made them feel right at home. Well, night was ending. The morning grew pink. Then the sky got blue. And they could see on the shore there was a fire and someone standing by the fire. The person on the shore yelled out, "How's the fishing? Any fish?" "No." "Put your nets on the other side." Well, what did they have to lose? So they put their nets on the other side of the boat, and the fish crowded into that net. John looked hard at the person on the shore. "It's the Lord," he said. Peter stood up. He jumped into the water. He swam as hard as he could. He walked on the sandy shore all the way to the stranger. The others followed, dragging their net full of fish. "Bring the fish," said the person. As they gathered around the fire, they put the fish on the fire. They could see that the bread had already been made. They could see it was Jesus. So they stood and sat around the fire, sharing the meal of bread and fish, and so happy to see Jesus and sharing the stories again. Some of them walked together on the shore and talked. But then Jesus was gone. Now, I wonder what you have in your household that can help tell this story. Something that's calling out to be part of the story. I don't know what it is, but you know, and you can find something. And maybe you can't find something this time, but it's okay. You could also make something if you want. And no matter, you're still part of what we're all making here together. And let's say the verse that starts with birds. Birds in the air, stones on the land, fish in the water. We're all in God's hand.